Today's episode of the Farrell Podcast is brought to you today by Talbot's Tap Room and Terrace. Talbot's Tap Room and Terrace, 787 Mercer Grove City Road, Mercer, PA. Dining room hours are as follow: Monday and Tuesday closed, Wednesday and Thursday 12 to 9, Friday and Saturday 12 to 10, and Sunday 12 to 8. For reservations, please call 724 269 7687. That's Talbot's Tap Room and Terrace, 787 Mercer Grove City Road, Mercer, PA. Now let's start the show.
Welcome to season 3, episode 23 of the Farrell Podcast. I am the leader. You see it right here of the Ballhead Nation, the landlord, the mayor, Mont P. And to my left, I have today.
Jarrett Samuel Sr.
Kyi Wright.
And last but not least, it's the man with all the snacks, the DJ with the biggest back, your man DJ Rich Snacks. How was your weekend, fellas?
Man, it was a good weekend. Got to watch some good high school football, even some college ball. A little different on the outside looking in, but definitely good to just stay around the sport and keep watching it.
Yes, sir.
I had a great weekend, man. Our anniversary was Friday, 27 years with my wife Tracy, and it was all about her. You know what I mean? We had a good time. Went out to eat. Went to hear some bands. Went to a casino. We got back in town Saturday for Mr. Daniel's funeral, and then we left out back out after the funeral, and went and had some more fun, more celebrating, and just it was a great, awesome weekend. To elaborate on also, Mr. Daniel's funeral, man, it was a great tribute, man. It was a great dedication to a man who has done and gave so many things and dedication to his people. It was just it was tearful, but also, man, it was great to see so many come out, show up, and pay homage to a man that's the icon in the city. And we got to take care of our legends like that. Get them their flowers, while they're still here. I was fortunate to be able to do that on numerous occasions. When I was seeing, we used to always see each other at Mr. D's when he go on his food runs on the weekends, get his wings and stuff. But what a great man, what an awesome man to our community. What a great loss. But I just want to again pay homage to him and his family, his daughters, his children. We lost a great one, and Mr. Daniels.
Yes, sir, for sure.
Absolutely, fam. And I didn't get a chance to make the services and everything, but I did see the line of old schools that the guys
Oh
were able to bring out
yeah,
and line up in a procession and for his last ride. But that was
yes, that
beautiful
was.
and that was so dope. You
It
know what I
was. It
mean?
was.
Yeah,
There's a lot of old school cars out there and nice looking ones. And he was a collector of old
Yes,
schools
he was.
himself,
Yes, he was.
sir.
man. That caddy with that L dog or
Yeah,
that red one. Oh my gosh,
he was an excellent mechanic too, man. He
Yep.
worked on his own cars and everything, man. He did a lot, man.
he was a good guy, man. Then the orange muscle car.
We was talking
Oh
about that
Yes.
earlier here,
Oh,
Rich.
yeah.
The Dukes of Hazard. Huh?
yeah,
Yes,
Hazard
sir.
car. Yeah, he just man, like I said, man, what an impact, man. What a legacy that he left behind, for his children and his grandchildren. Just what a legacy, man. We had to follow and continue to do the best we can every day, in his life.
Sure.
absolutely, man. Well, I myself, shoot, I had a nice weekend. I was blessed to have Saturday off, so I was able to get a little extra rest, check out a little bit of football before I went to the high school game with Sharon. I mean, excuse me, Farrell and Hickory. That was pretty, it wasn't the desired outcome, but all in all, it was a good game. Prayers go out to young Elijah
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yes, sir.
We prayers up for him as he begins his healing process. And yeah, it was a good game, like I said. Both sides did well. Like I said, we came up short, but it's only game one.
Yes.
Our Steelers are go check out the film, correct those mistakes, go through practice, and get right for this week for Fort LaBeouf. So, as all game, just a learning moment, and a stone to step on as we move forward. So other than that, I had a wonderful weekend. And here we are today.
Yes,
You
to
know,
add to that, you were
yeah,
saying about the game, man.
Yes, sir.
I get a chance to watch the retaping of it. And what I saw, from my perspective, you had it was mixed feelings for me always because both of those staff have guys that my brothers. You know what I
right.
mean? Older brothers, younger brothers, and to have guys that you spent years with in that foxhole watching film with, and then to see history, Amp and little AP Aaron, Billy and Hurricane Chris. Those two dudes, man. When Connor was playing,
Oh man.
and when that Mally on the sidelines and those guys, but those were my two managers. They would be in the end zone playing 1-on-1, and they would fight.
They fight.
Amp and Billy would let them fight every day,
It was every practice.
every practice.
Literally
They was
every
going
practice.
at it, man. And to watch them now, man, growing mature, man, to fine young men, and watch how hard they play. You just knew, from that time, when they were at that level, they were young like that. It was in them. A lot of things you can't teach kids that, as far as football go, loving the game and dedication. They was always there. They was there most times before the players was there, before they got out of
Hmm.
school. And you got 2 hours, you want to take the edge off and watch them and just go at it, man. So to watch them mature into these young fine quarterbacks, and they both got different styles of play, and again to watch my brothers on both sides of the sidelines, it brought a lot of pride and joy to me. You know what I mean? That's my coaching tree. I'm gonna claim it. That's my coaching tree.
Yes, sir.
To see, Bucky out there on the sidelines, see Coach O on the opposite sideline. Then you got, I heard Trudeau and Darwin in the booth. You could hear them hollering doing the taping. And Amo over there, he over there flexing. And then you had Amp, calling the plays, and just the mannerisms, sometimes when the game's getting tough. And I always remember Amp when things start getting tough and he called timeout and they come to the sideline. He always do that, try to get them settled down.
Mm-hmm.
He still does that, man. So I mean, it was just good to see him. Blessings to Elijah nephew, hang in there. You're gonna be back. Just continue to follow your treatment plan and everything will work out. But it was great to see. Great game, great competitive game, and they'll bounce. They'll both will bounce back. I got Farrell going to state. I really do. Um, I'm gonna give y'all a Farrell fact real quick before we get into it.
Okay.
All right. So no one probably people probably know, but the last well, all the state championships were led by head coaches that had sons who played for them. It started with Coach Falcone. We played on both championship teams.
Mm.
Myself, my son Juwan, he played on both championship teams.
Mm.
So Aaron and Amp, y'all on deck. It's got to happen. I believe in omens. It's a good omen. So again, the schedule they play, they got outlined this year. It's going to be a tough, challenging schedule, but no doubt once playoffs start, they're gonna be all right. I just see them running the table in playoffs and getting us back to the state championship game because that's what we play for right now. I mean, they've been saying it already in camp and everything. We play for state championships. We play for the ring. So good luck to you fellas. And my thing is, stay healthy, get better from this, clean up the mistakes. I know the film study was already done, corrections already made, so nothing but success moving forward with both teams.
Yes,
Sure.
sir. Amen.
Yeah, that was a defensive game. Like that
I love
game
my
is,
defense.
yeah, man.
I love my
Those be my
defense.
best games. I love defense. Like,
Mhm.
Hard hitting,
Mm.
oh yeah,
Mm.
and that's one thing. I love defense, and I love grinding that rock out. That's just me. I'm old school like that. I just love
Yeah, man. Them Kane twins was flying around,
Man.
it.
and it seemed like every
Yeah,
impactful hit that
yeah,
that Farrell made, and the
yeah,
crowd was like, "Woo!"
yeah,
A
yeah.
Kane was involved. The
Yes,
Kane boys. Shout out to the
Yeah,
Kane
yeah,
brothers.
them
man.
I,
boys,
I,
them boys
I
can
was
play,
calling
man.
them the evil twins off of
Tomax and Zaymite.
so from they actually Tomax and Zavon off
No,
of G.I. Joe. Yeah,
man.
my guys. But they was out there flying around. getting it done, hitting hard, So fat shout out to my guys. Yeah, for
And that
real.
Vincent kid, Dr. Adams King's grandson, man, that was a great punt return. I didn't know he was that fast.
That
I
kicker
heard how
was sharp.
fast he was,
Yeah,
but man, he's fast. And then on the other side, Calvin Newby, man, he's another great back, and
my gosh.
he hit it, man. He was gone, but then on our side we got Juju, who's when it's all said and done, he gonna be one of the best players ever come out of school. I mean, you talking about a two-way player that again, you need a guy like that, that can take you all the way. A guy when the game is on the line, there's nothing, no stakes that's higher for him. He gonna meet every requirement. He gonna give you all he got. So I just love how he plays. He's a dog, but he's been a dog for a long time now. He's been like
Hmm.
that, you Pop Warner all the way up. So it's like the legacy continues where you got another great player coming out, and he's gonna make this whole city proud and his community and his family proud.
Yes, sir. Sort of,
Most
sort
definitely.
of like the guy to your left.
No doubt about it.
Yes,
No doubt about it.
sir. Absolutely. What's good, Eddie Gamble,
What's up,
Reggie
fam?
Davis? That's right. Old school is the
Fellas.
best school. That's right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, young E Hop. That's right. We up here blessed with the goats, straight goatness up here today. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We've been blessed by the best. Shoot, it ain't too often we get two goats up in the building. So we up here doing the big today on the Farrell Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Oh, Bubba, what's up,
Bubba,
Bubba?
what's up, fam?
Hey,
Hey,
bub.
Bubba, we cannot forget you. Matter of fact, we're gonna take the time right now to shout out all our subs. Thank you for subscribing and tuning in each and every week, following us. Tune in live, whether it's Monday night or Saturday morning. Thank you for being Johnny on the spot, tuning in. Soon as we click on and you hear the welcome to Talbot's, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank y'all for being there from beginning to the end, from season one all the way up
all
until
the way
right
through.
now.
Yes,
And
sir.
always, please like, comment, share,
And subscribe.
and subscribe.
Yes, sir.
We greatly appreciate you. Thank you. Hey, Jacayla, fam, what up?
Down right there.
Yeah, that's
My two daughters.
Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all.
Yes, sir.
Jazzy, thank y'all for tuning in.
Yes.
Everybody, thank everyone for tuning in. We greatly appreciate you here at the Furrow Podcast. We want to motivate, educate,
Educate
inspire,
and
and entertain.
entertain for sure.
And power to the people. When
When
you
you
see
see
me,
me,
you
you
see
see
you.
you.
Yeah.
Indeed, bro. Bub was on there last week on Facebook. Like when we was up at the field, we had our little technical difficulties. He's like, "Hello, Farrell Podcast." I was like, bro, spot on, man. Like he's there every day, 7 on Mondays, ready.
Yeah.
But we got one coming up this week on Saturday. We got a Saturday show coming up this week.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's
That's
awesome.
right. That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
But thank you for keeping us locked in, brother. We greatly appreciate you. Shoot, I lost my voice out there hooting and hollering Saturday. It's well worth it though. It was well worth it. Anything for the town.
Yes.
Yeah. You over there got a gravelly voice like me today.
I know. Hanging out with you. Hey, Miss Tracy. The whole town here. That's right.
Yes,
Oh man. Ooh, I smell something. I think it's some stew.
that's some stew.
What you got?
Oh man. Well, in this week's edition of the stew, got some news, and I'm reported to y'all as it's been told by the Washington AP. Per airing of the show, the government has officially enacted that National Guard members can carry sidearms in the monitoring of DC streets. Um, the Defense Department officially said that handguns and rifles can now be carried by military who are patrolling the streets of Washington, D.C. Um, I don't know about y'all, but things are starting to get to the point where it's starting to almost seem like a movie. Um, I don't think that personally the crime issue is as bad as it was in the president's first term. So why now would you go into the streets when crime is down 36% from where it was just 3 years ago when Biden was in office? Um, I just think the government is taking further steps to have more control over citizens, not just DC, but they're threatening to go in Chicago, Philadelphia, and New York now. Um, it's starting to seem like we having a takeover at the highest level, and laws ain't being passed the right way. You got any views on that, Coach?
You definitely seen a dictatorship.
Yeah,
You're not seeing democracy at all. I don't think Chicago gonna go for that though.
nah,
I don't think Chicago will go for that for two reasons. The Nation of Islam is there, and
Hmm.
they're not going to be they're not going to lay down, and they're going to be very resistant to things like that, just like California was.
Hmm.
So I mean, at this point, you just got to pray. You know what I mean? Couple the last days, they're talking about it in church on Sunday, and then at the funeral on Saturday, what pastors preached about it, living in the last days. So you're starting to see a lot of crazy stuff, man, that's happening. So all we can do is stay prayed up.
yes,
You know what
sir.
I mean? Do the best we can do every day, and hope for positive outcomes. But we definitely witnessing a dictatorship, not a democracy in this country.
Yeah, it's starting to get crazy to the point where you can't even tell if it's fiction or if it's real now.
Right.
Like it's starting to look like a bad movie, like Independence Day or something.
Yeah, I always was saying, like previous shows when we talk about stuff like this, I say that also too, it's going to take for us to start gatherings or resources, getting stuff lined up, and stuff like
Yes.
this to make us tighter in our communities and getting
Exactly.
stuff in line, pulling our resources and getting in line just in case we have to step foot out and, as they say, put boots on the ground and
Yes.
get active on any situation, on any set and every front. So it's more important that yes, we do pay attention. Yes, we do stay aware of situations, but also we start doing our due diligence to make sure that we are taken care of on any set or anything or situation that could possibly arise that can affect us. So I just want us to, just be alert, look alive, as we say in sports, you know what I mean? But also make sure we doing our work behind the scenes to if something happens, we were equipped to mobilize and do what we need to do when we need to do it.
That's right.
That's all. That's all. You know what I mean? We just got to stay
Indeed.
together in times like this. Because we already knew what it was when that man said he was running again for president.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
We should have been getting the mindset just in case it do jump off. We need to be tactful
Yes.
in how we handle situations because, hey, you can do this. Okay, yeah, you can do this and you can do that. Let's pull it together and make it right for us.
Stay woke and stay ready.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy. Heck, shit. And then in other news, more than 50 pounds of monkey meat found in luggage at a Detroit airport.
What?
Come on,
What?
man. U.S. Customs and Border Protection issued a warning to travelers after recently finding exotic and potentially dangerous meat
You stop.
inside passengers' luggage at Detroit Metropolitan Airport. Yes,
Wow.
that's crazy, y'all. You know, and this is crazy. And then another passenger carrying 52 pounds of meat was from the country of Gabon, was stopped just days later after that initial one. So initially the US Customs said that, the meat, it was found out that the meat was antelope meat. On the second person that they found, monkey meat and antelope meat was really good.
What's really?
Come on now.
Now hold on now. I can see antelope. I can see antelope because I done had deer meat
Really?
before.
Well, yeah, dear.
I done had deer meat before. I had
That's
venison,
similar.
but monkey meat? Nah, dog.
Well, bruh, people hunt antelope, the big game hunters, you know what I'm saying, for the sport of it.
Hmm.
Ain't nobody even eating no animal meat. That was some old, you know what? That was some old fat shit. See, you see how I do that guy? Some old fat shit.
It's
Yeah. We're talking this whole thing. Yeah.
Wow.
What do y'all think about that? What the monkey meat and then antelope meat? And what are they doing with this stuff?
I, all I'm gonna say is I don't think I'm ordering beef and broccoli no more. I'm gonna leave the beef and broccoli alone, fam.
Somewhere, man, they called it bush meat. Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
let May Moon get a hold of it, right?
Right, right. It said the bush meat was handed over to the
All right,
Centers
May Moon.
for Disease Control. Yeah, probably, man. I'm sure. And China Walk, they split that up.
Allegedly,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Oh, it's coming for us.
Allegedly. That's right. Allegedly.
And then they were only fined $300 and undeclared agricultural for undeclared agricultural items. 300.
Wow.
Only 300? Man, they should have been kicked out of the airport. They should have been banned from traveling for a little while. Cause yeah, who has interest in antelope and monkey meat?
I'm gonna say something though. Like, did they carry it on the carry on the overhead? They
Yeah, how do you find it?
bruh, because that's 50,
They
50
had to
pounds of
find a
meat. That's gonna be like $300 for that suitcase to get
yeah.
through the airport.
Yeah, they was yeah, desperate. I'm like, man, like they ain't got good meat at Walmart. Senego Valley meats. Golly, over the topness. But that's how it is. Bram Burrow, what's up, family?
B
Much
Burrows.
much love to
Yes,
you.
sir.
One of the best lawn barbers in our community. Make sure you hit up B Burrow to get your lawn looking right and tight and all right.
Show.
Always love B Burrows.
Oh yeah, one of the hardest working lawmen out there right now. I see his clientele done went up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a
He's
hard
a
one.
busy guy to get a hold of.
True, for true, for true.
Yes, sir. I got this in 2000 NFL preseason breakdown recap. Uh, Standout performances to me was Caleb Williams looked a little bit more mature now for the Chicago Bears over this past year.
Well, they say Ben Johnson um um puts him in high pressure cook situations
Mhm.
and hit him with everything in the book on purpose in practice. He said he want the practice to be so hard that when the
Right.
games come, it's just fluid. And I kind of think that it's working a little bit because he did look uh he didn't look mechanical.
Right.
Everything
Mhm.
was real fluent. DeAndre Swift looked real good out there.
Oh yeah,
They got two tight ends, a two tight end
Yes,
set.
they
'Cause
do.
that Colston Loveland dude is the truth. It
That's
seemed
that's
like
good.
Cole
That's
Kmet ain't
good.
no punk. So they are looking good out there in Chicago.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
They are looking good. Caleb might be in a better situation this year, and hopefully he'll fare well. I'm not even a
You
Bears
definitely want
fan.
to see him do well.
Yeah,
I mean, got a
yeah,
great coach though.
hmm
You do.
sure.
Got a
Ben
great coach
Johnson,
who
he's a
who's
beast.
no nonsense, and from what I'm hearing about their camps, there's no nonsense in the camps too. Going hard at his players and
hmm
Mhm.
encouraging them, but he's not letting anything slide.
Sir. And we all know the first game is next Thursday. Next
Yes,
Thursday is the
Yep.
first.
right.
It's officially football
That's
season
right.
now.
That's right.
And the league is going to lead off with a Super Bowl rematch. They're going to have the Chiefs playing the Eagles. I'm thinking this is going to be Patty is going to be back on this game. I ain't doing no projections yet, but I think Patty might strike back this year because preseason games I've seen him in, he got some weapons this year.
Yeah, they definitely Kansas City, they definitely stay with a lot of weapons.
Oh yeah,
I think just like through watching like different documentaries and stuff like that, it seemed like Andy Reid give the team a lot of freedom in what they do, especially Patrick Mahomes. Like they got periods in practice where they come up with trick plays and stuff like that.
hmm
You know what I mean? Just be creative. And I think him allowing them to do that, it make them play harder. You know what I mean? You love to play for a coach like that. You know
oh
what I
yeah,
mean? So I like you said, they definitely got a lot of weapons, and hopefully they just utilize them all right this year.
yes sir. And I see that offensive lineman got tightened up a little bit more too to protect him this year. They got naturally they got the Eagles and KC favored to make it back to the Super Bowl again this year. Um, with the all season, uh, the starting of the new season this year. Um, who do y'all see as like a sleeper team that might make it to the big dance at the end of the year?
Well, my picks is not so much sleepers, but Baltimore's due. So I'm going with Baltimore
Hmm.
and Detroit. No one's really looking at Detroit, but keep in mind, the past 3 seasons, they were supposed to
hmm
be there, and they came
hmm
up
Yeah.
short. And they lost both their coordinators. They're both head coaches now, but that nucleus is still there, and their head coach is still there. And I think this is the year they'll break through. I wanted to say the Rams, but Matt Stafford's back is that's to me. If he was healthy, I would say the Rams because last year that's the only team to me that really had Philadelphia on the ropes.
hmm
Could have beat
Hmm.
them. But I'm going with Baltimore. Lamar got a breakthrough. The pressure's on him. He got a great defense he's surrounded by. He got great weapons now. And Derrick Henry, you only got so much miles left in him. So this got to be a year Baltimore breaks through. So I'm picking Baltimore and Detroit. with Baltimore being Super Bowl champion. You get my prize picks already for the year.
Let's go.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
Kai, what you thinking?
Man, like he said, Baltimore and Detroit both good options. I can see Baltimore getting there. Lamar is due. He probably should have won MVP. He won MVP last. No, Josh Allen won it
He
last
should have
year.
won that.
Yeah.
He probably should have won MVP
Yes,
last
yes,
year again, but
yes.
Hmm.
uh, like he said, Baltimore is definitely due. Even though I'm a Steelers fan, I'll be putting that out there. But I say Baltimore is due, and then Detroit. They got a nice team. They were supposed to win last year, in
Yeah.
my opinion. At least be there in their conference championship
Yes.
game, and then they just unfortunately lost in the playoffs early. So
Commanders.
the Commanders got them, but also,
Yeah.
forget Detroit started off hot last year, and then they went on
Yeah,
a losing streak
yeah.
towards the end of the season.
Well, injuries, man.
Yeah, injuries tore us
Injuries,
up.
injuries, man.
Detroit can stay healthy.
Yes.
Detroit, they got a chance too.
Yeah, y'all saying Baltimore? I might take Baltimore, but I throw a little twist on it. I think the Eagles might make a return, man.
I mean, they get the
Yeah,
I
nucleus.
think the Eagles might make a
They got the
return.
new.
they got
I
a
can't.
They
I
still
can't
got
go
that kid
against that.
Saquon.
they got
Like,
a, they got a
Yeah.
top five defense.
oh
You know what I
yeah.
Yes.
mean?
Hmm.
Yes.
So
Well,
anytime you got
And they
a
got a top five quarterback. I'm tired of
yeah,
everybody dogging Jalen Hurts now.
Yeah,
what's
man.
up with that?
They got a top five quarterback. You know that
Yeah,
they
man.
just
I don't know,
every time he
not
turn
yet.
around, I think he's top five. I'm going by the winning aspect of it. He's a winner. When the game's on the line, in the
Hmm.
big games, he always show up.
You do,
There hasn't
you
been too
do.
many quarterbacks that can outclass Patrick Mahomes in the league right now, and he's one of them. He did it twice. They should have won the first Super Bowl when they played
They should have won it.
Oh yeah.
Kai, you say you don't know what you what? You don't know
him.
about Jalen Hurts being top five quarterback? Is that what you say you don't know about?
Yeah,
I mean, well, why? Why?
he
Why?
might. If I had to put him in there, he would be my fifth quarterback.
Okay.
But I would say my top five would be Mahomes, Josh Allen, uh, Lamar, and Joe Burrow, and then probably Jalen at five.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
That's
You know
fair,
what
fair.
I mean?
King.
And when you
That's
That's
when you-
fair.
when you when you when
accurate.
you
That's
call them
fair.
much,
Accurate.
now that's fair. When you
Yeah.
call them much, oh
That's
yeah,
fair.
Mm.
definitely, definitely. Because I play fantasy football and JB, that's my quarterback. Joe Burrow, yeah, yeah,
Listen,
Yeah,
Joe Burrow
thorough,
he had a crazy year last year too.
indeed,
If he had a defense,
big. That's a
man.
he
big if.
might have been MVP.
That's a big
But
Mhm.
that's a big if.
if.
Like your receiver was the Triple Crown winner,
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
and I don't even think y'all made it to the playoffs.
They didn't.
No, they didn't.
Then they gave Burrow the preseason off last year, right? He
They
didn't
sure
play in the
did. They
preseason
sure
last year.
did.
I think that had a lot to do with it.
He played a little bit this year.
This
You
year,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Well, no, but I don't know. I know they signed Trey Hendrickson today.
Hmm.
Well, they
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
They finally gave him his money.
they
Man,
finally
final
Time.
started.
man.
They got him
Man,
in.
Could you imagine how bad their defense would be without him?
right.
Exactly.
He went crazy last year, and their defense was still bottom of the
Mhm.
league. You know what I mean?
Shoot, they barely signed that rookie. That Shamar dude, the Shamar kid.
Yes.
They barely
Yeah.
signed him. Like, what's going on with the ownership and leadership up there? God,
When
dog.
when these
He.
guys all play their contracts, you got to give them that bag. You got to give
Mhm.
them their money, man.
Yeah.
It's a shame that the guys still have to hold out, to get their money when they've earned it.
Hmm.
Especially down in Dallas, man. I
Don't get
think
me
Mika.
don't
I
get me
think I think
started
I
on the
think Mika, I think he's gone.
don't get me started on the oil
Oh
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Micah went out of there, and you can
Mika
tell.
gone.
But before we get out of this, y'all say Detroit, even with the coordinators going, Glenn and Johnson going, y'all still think they can pull it off and have that same chemistry, even with the two coordinators out of there?
Yeah, they
I
got.
do because the coordinator they brought in to do the offense, he's going to keep things pretty much the same. And you get on the defensive end, you get those guys that was injured, those top guys that was injured back, Aiden Hutchinson,
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then they had interior lineman. I mean, you get those guys back healthy, man. That offense is going to stay potent. You got Sonic and Hedgehog back there.
Mhm.
Jared Goff, he's proven he can get his team to the championship. And you got my favorite season, Amron St. Brown, one of my favorite receivers in the league.
yeah,
Nothing
Remind
wrong.
me of Hines Ward.
yeah,
Yeah.
This this dude,
yeah. Actually,
we should do it all. You know what I
he's a
mean?
hard working
And you
guy.
get that Blazer, Jamison Williams on the other side.
Yeah,
He
You
due
know,
for a big season.
this is going to be a big year for him. I'm predicting, and I just see them. They may not finish 15-2 again, but I see them getting there this year.
I like their coach. I like Dan
Me too,
Campbell a
man.
lot,
You got to
man.
root for a guy like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah, man. Yeah, he's an average, hard-working,
That's right.
grab your lunch pail, hard hat type of dude to seem like, man. I
Yeah.
got a lot of love for the coach Dan Campbell, man. Even being the Steeler man. So like Kai said, and you were saying too, I was thinking that too, like this, if no time, this will probably be Baltimore's
Yeah.
time. Even as a Steeler fan, I hate to say it because I want us to get that chip this year, every year, but
Yeah.
it I think it probably is Baltimore's time. They got everything looking up. They added old school Hopkins out there. Rashad Bateman
Yeah.
keep having good years. Rashad Bateman keep
Yes.
having good years.
Yes.
You can't, yeah, Derrick Henry, my fantasy football running back. Championship last year. Yeah, yeah, he's doing his thing. Yeah, so they got good chemistry. And if likely when Andrews wasn't keep on getting hurt coming into the season, and both of them stayed healthy, they probably will be eating everybody up with the two tight end sets because both of them, got to stay on the field.
Gotta stay on the
But
field.
by both of them being hurt as an on season start, the last 2 years they ain't been able to do that. So their offense is highly potent. So we gonna see.
That's true.
We definitely gonna see for sure, man. Yeah. But now it's time for a minute with Mark P.
It's a minute with Marby.
And this week's Minute with Mark P, I have a great, 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 phenomenal, incredible, sensational announcement, everybody. I'm going to be a grandpa. My,
Oh man,
that's
congratulations.
right. My daughter Montiana and my son-in-law, her fiance Richard, are having a baby boy.
That's
Awesome.
beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Blessings. Blessings.
Minute with Mark P is I'm going to be a grandpappy. I have him call me. Shoot, I've been telling a couple people I'm so real with it. I'm just having him call me Mark P. I don't care. I know our elders are turning
No,
their
you
grand.
Yeah.
that's right.
No,
That's right.
know,
Don't do that. Don't do it.
I know the old way is like, no, he ain't. Yeah, well, he better not do it around me because I don't play that. Put a handle on it. You know them old, like eight old heads said, I'm gonna talk to Mark P when I see him. It's me and my grandson. Y'all mind y'all business. Go ahead and call me Mark P, grandson. Let's go ahead and call me Mark P. Just say it in a respectful, calm way so the elders don't be mad at me. Shoot. Thank y'all. Thank you, everyone, for all the congratulations.
Congratulations, man.
Thank y'all. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
I know you already got a Steelers onesie already picked out. Farrell and Pittsburgh.
You already know. You already know because Montiana, she's not really into football like that, but quite naturally, she go with the flow with the family, and she is still a fan. This like whatever, yeah. And her fiance, Rashard, he don't really watch football like that, so I just told him, you in the family, you were still a fan because we all still a fan. So I won't get no pushback on that. I won't get
Oh,
no
bully that
pushback.
man in the beard, the Steelers fan.
Hey, it ain't bully. I just influenced him. You know what I mean? I just gave him some insight, and that's all. That's all I gave him. Good
Yeah.
tips on what's good teams in this area. That's all.
I was gonna say, tell the truth, shame the devil. You told him he couldn't come to no cookouts if he wasn't wearing no Steelers gear.
Hey, I may or I may not said that allegedly. We gotta protect ourselves. That's right.
That's right.
That's right. And it has been another minute with Mon P.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's a blessing right there, fam.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
and it's time for the other part of the show before we get to the main part of the show.
What's that?
In the booth with DJ Rich Lex.
Oh, get down. Get down.
Booth with DJ Rich Lex is brought to you by the good people at the Mercer County NAACP.
Local 2273.
Yes, sir. Go out there and get you a lifetime membership because we need the NAACP in our community
Mm,
more now than ever. For sure, though.
indeed.
And this episode or edition of In the Booth with Rich Stacks, we're gonna talk about my man Ghostface Supreme Clientele 2. Come on, bruh.
Man.
Man, this summer has been the hip hop gods been good to us this year.
Yeah.
From the Clips to Freddie Gibbs
Mm-hmm.
to My man Nas is all over everybody else's stuff, so he might as well just go ahead and drop one.
Got new Raekwon,
Oh,
Emperor's
Yeah.
New
Raekwon
Clothes.
was fire.
Oh my God,
This Ghostface Clientele, Supreme Clientele too, man.
phenomenal.
Phenomenal. What's your favorite track on there, bro?
Man, bro, I got a lot,
I,
a
I
lot.
love the windows.
But I'm a big Commodores fan,
Yes,
and
sir.
one of
That's
my
Zoom.
favorite songs is Zoom.
Yes,
Yes.
And
sir.
I love how
Classic.
Ghostface rap for
Classic.
that Zoom on there. Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah,
touch my
man.
heart, touch my
Yeah.
heart.
Zoom was one
Yes,
of my
sir.
all-time favorites,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Rise. That Zoom do something for me, man. So it was good to hear him rap over that. He had a lot of dope skits on
Oh
there.
yeah, the pause skit
Uh,
goes back to something you mentioned to me that need to take
mhm,
it out your vocabulary,
that's
and
right.
now I've been working on it. I don't say it no more. But you was right though. You was right.
That's right, Kai. Your generation gonna pause stuff to death. Oh, everything ain't a pause all the
That's
time.
right.
What's wrong with y'all? Yeah,
Man.
y'all pausing everything. I'm like, oh my God.
But no, I like that. I like the pause skit and I like the Force MD skit, bro. Like
Oh yeah.
Ghostface went all the way in. It's a representation of hip hop, like old school hip hop, but it's modern as hell. Ghostface Killer uh came through with the gritty street sounds. You know what I'm saying? Lush strings and everything. But the song that hit me the most is the song with him and Nas. Nas, that song right there, hands down, to me, Love Me Anymore.
Mhm.
Took a classic sample and flipped that to the point you don't even like really hear the sample.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He did. He did.
Overall, I'm gonna give this album, man. I'm giving it 5 mics. We taking it back to the source. This is a classic. This is a classic, man.
Hold back on it. Do that. Do that. Yeah, like you said, we've been winning. Like if you a 90 era came up in that era of hip hop, we've been winning all
Yes.
year. We
Yeah, man.
getting good
Yes.
quality hip hop from our generation rappers, timeless hip hop, uh quality bars, you know what I mean? Stuff that's gonna never get old. We'll be able to go listen to this stuff 5 years from now. This is gonna still ring in our ears and sound good,
Yes, sir.
real good. So that shout out to our generation of hip hoppers. You know what I mean? Wasn't nothing like that '90s.
Yes, sir.
Nothing.
I knew the album was going to be
Man.
fire when Redman did the intro. Right from the intro, from the beginning to the end, it's a no skipper, coach. If you ain't get a chance to listen to it,
I ain't
you
listening
gotta check
to
it
that
out.
one.
It's a no skipper. Like every song on there is fire.
Kai, you up on it?
Nah, I don't really listen to a lot of music. Surprisingly, like,
No.
nah, man. I I like if I do listen to music, it's old school R&B,
Old school
Okay.
old
R&B.
school
Yeah.
rap. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like
Okay.
Wow.
early 2000s R&B.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like older stuff like that. Like
Oh yeah.
the newer generation of rap is cool, but it I don't really love what they always say. You know what I mean? Like we ain't always got to talk about having firearms and you know
Yeah.
what I
Right.
mean and
Right.
Yeah.
smoking and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Like some of the new school rappers is cool. They don't all talk about it, but
Mm-hmm.
I prefer the older music.
Wise young man.
Mr.
Wise young
Vaughn
man.
Wright. Uh, 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 I greatly appreciate you and all the family members that
Yes.
done a phenomenal job of raising this man and
Yes.
getting his music prowess to where
Oh
it
yeah.
is. I had to praise that right there. I love everything he said. Yes, yes.
Yeah, I listen to her playlist every day. I don't even listen to mine no more.
Oh, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. And speaking of R&B, well, Tiana Taylor,
Yes, sir.
he
Mhm.
came out of retirement because the homegirl said she was done. I think that was some contractual label disagreement stuff she wasn't pleased with, but whatever. I'm happy she came out of retirement and blessed us. Uh,
Ecstasy room, bro.
oh my gosh, man, she got something out that's real nice. Let me go to my little
She got the Taraji P Henson narration on there. Like she
yeah
got she got Taraji opening her album up. Like straight
snapping,
fire.
right?
Rapping.
Oh yeah. She got one song called Fire Girl. Uh, and the production on that album is classic too. Um, yeah, Tiana is like a throwback, sort of like yourself. She took a genre or a time of music and just transformed it. Got a modern touch to it, but it got that old school soul to it. Like
Mhm.
That's the problem. I think this is wrong with music nowadays. It don't have a soul for the most part. Like you said, they pushing content that basically we need to suppress some of that because
Right.
we don't need that type energy out there in the atmosphere.
Yeah, she got good stuff. And then Mariah the Scientist, she has a new album out. I like her stuff. You know, she's holding it down for the females for R&B, and it's a good sound. You know, Offset, Kiari album.
Oh yeah,
He got a couple smackers on there. Got to give it up. And the Young Boys, more hip hop, post contra.
Contra, yes sir.
Ross Costas twins. They always spit that old school boom bap hip hop. Make sure you check that out. It's more like an EP. You know, they always drop good EPs. It's like eight tracks on that album right there.
Hmm.
And then, like I mentioned last show, excuse me, Two Chains. He got that Red Clay motion picture soundtrack. The Red Clay is a documentary of Atlanta, how he documents that and the times and what was going on in the time when he came up in music. And he created a soundtrack for that. You guys are already familiar with the first single with him and Neil on there, and then he has another phenomenal standout track with the legend Mr. Ron Isley on there.
So,
You know what I mean? So y'all make sure y'all check out that Red Clay soundtrack as well. You know,
and then also the homie. I forgot to speak on it last week. I'm gonna speak on it this week because I finally downloaded it from him. Fast shout out to the homie Chance the Rapper. He got a solid project out right now, and he's doing his independent. It's going all proceeds go to Chance the Rapper. He got a CD out right now, and I know CDs ain't prevalent, but it's a collector's item. And if you tap it to your phone, boom, you got all the media on there right
Oh
on
yeah,
your
that's dope.
device.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, that's he definitely got a dope project out, and that has been in the booth for Rich Stacks. Yeah, we got some good music out there, fam.
Right.
and we do end off the summer, going into the holiday season, when people are getting together. We still got all this good quality music to bang for the family gatherings to end
Yes,
off the
sir.
summer with some heat.
And I'm
That's
still
what's
looking
up.
forward to that Erica Badu project that's supposed to be dropping with the Alchemist. I'm waiting on that patiently.
Right.
Waiting patiently.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be quality. I can't wait either, man.
Yeah.
But now to the part of the shows what we're here for. This is what we do. You
Sir.
know, bring people on and give them their flowers,
Absolutely.
celebrate. It's always a celebration of life. You know what I mean? Because it's always special. Because we special people here in Farrell. You know what I mean? So today on the show, we have with his phenomenal book, uh, Coach Jared Samuels and the quarterback, my quarterback, the phenomenal quarterback, Mr. Kyi Wright, Mr. Do It All. He
Right.
done played a lot of positions in his high
Yes.
school career, so I can't even say the quarterback, the Mr. Do It All, Kyi
That's right.
Wright.
That's right. Mr. Do It All's
That's right. Put you in.
perfect.
I'm gonna go where you need me and get it done on the one. Man, Mr. Kyi Wright, the celebrated athlete from Farrell High School in Mercer County, who emerged as a standout tight end known for his exceptional athleticism, work ethic, and versatility on both offense and defense. Kyle also was a standout quarterback and jumped off the board as a standout basketball player, multi sport athlete, phenomenal student athlete, also excelled in track, who went on to be recruited by the Pitt Panthers. And then from Pitt, he went on to what was it, St. James Madison,
James Madison.
James Madison,
Hmm.
and matriculated on and kept going, learning and growing, and being a standout athlete and student. Great son, cousin, uncle, friend, the young Kyle Wright on the show today, and
Coach Jared Samuels. Coach Jared Samuels is one of the most esteemed head coaches in Western Pennsylvania history. With multiple championships under his belt and leading the Farrell Steelers to countless D10 championships. The coach's influence not just affects his players, but also coaches that he has also had on his staff. We have the honor and the pleasure to have Coach Jay and Kyi Wright here on the show with us today.
Thank you guys
Thank
for
y'all for
having
coming
me.
through.
Come on, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, son.
Thanks for having both of us on the show, and we're here to talk about the book. And just this young man beside me, I just hold him in high regard. He don't know the impact that he's had on my life. As a time he was a little toddler running around, um, Kyle was always around. You know, he was always we always knew something special was going to be in store for him. I gave him nickname Giant. People say he was Giant because he was big, but I always called him Giant because there was no task that he would always rise to the occasion. He was always big, and on the biggest stage, he was always a person that was going to rise up. And he was also physical stature. He looked like a giant, but just the way he carried himself, the kind of young man he was, and he just was very, very well raised, man. Kudos to his parents, kudos to his mom and his late father, and numerous aunts, uncles, his grandfathers, and grandmothers. I mean, he had a village around him to shape him and become the young man he is right now. I am extremely proud of him. He holds a dear place in my heart, and it was only fitting that he would show up here today and sitting next to us during the show. So we talk about this book, um, the Steelers of Farrell, Pennsylvania. Um, Kai also had Christian Lewis. He was supposed to come down, communicated with him earlier on in the week, but he couldn't make it because of work obligation. He lives in Pittsburgh. Make it a point to stay closely contacted to these guys, man. These guys are, once you come into any player's life, they're there for you, there forever. And these guys will be my family forever, but also they'll be my players forever. And this book, that's written by my coach, my college coach, Darwin Huey. It kind of encompasses not only just 1 year of a perfect season, but the kind of people that Kai, Christian, Jordan, Jordan Townsend, Christian Lewis, Kobe Hilton, they're labeled the four horsemen in this book. And they were labeled the four horsemen in this book by my coach, Dr. Dar Huey. Before I go any further, I got to give him his props. Dr. Dar Huey is not only my college football coach, he was a professor at Westminster for over 35 years. He's a Cleveland native, and I met this man when I was 18 years old as a young man, and the impact he had on me it goes far beyond football. The man taught me so much about life. He took me under his wing as a football player, but as a student. Um, Little backstory: at Westminster, my freshman year, I was I was flunking out. I remember coming home for winter break with a zero point 0.6 GPA. Zero point 0.6. My mom told me at that time, she's like, son, if you flunk out, where you gonna live?
Mm.
Can't come here. I had to suck it up. I went back, but when I went back to college, after that winter break, Coach Huey, Dr. Huey, and his wife, Dr. Sally Huey, who was an English professor, she already had a playbook for me as far as learning me and showing me ways to study, break down things. She gave me a journal book and told me to use that journal book. And she was like my one-on-one study guide, all my classes. And that lasted for all 4 years while I was in college. I was there as an athlete, but I left out of there an educated young man. And to this day, like I said, 35 plus years later, they're family. Their family. My children look up to them as Aunt and Uncle Dora and Sally. But again, this man, not only once I graduated from Westminster, he was part of our football staff. He wasn't on record, but he was always that senior advisor, that person that everybody would, who's that guy in the stands? It would be Coach Huey at all the practices. Um, just being a mentor, he came to me with the idea of writing this book after we won the state championship. And how he approached me was, we were sitting down. He said, "I want to take you to lunch." So we go to lunch, and he goes, "Do you still journal write?" I'm like, I still journal write because his wife taught me how to journal write.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
I said, I journal write everything. He said, "Well, I got an idea. I wrote a book for Coach Ralph Blundo, who a Westminster alumni, a good friend. Uh, 2014 when they won a state championship in basketball. He's like, I want permission to write a book about you and your Farrell Steelers and the city and the championship and your process." And I was like, "Well, man," I said, "I got this journal." I said, "I can hand it over to you." He's like, "Would you kindly do it?" He said, "I don't even want nothing. I just want to get this out because this." He said, "the story had to be told." He said, "Because the young men that you mentored along with your coaching staff," he said, "they're some of the finest young men that I've ever been associated with and been around." He said, "It was an honor just me to be on the sidelines, to be able to sit and be an observer of it." And boy, did he have a lot of information on these guys.
Mm.
And as well as being a professor, he had a lot of history on the city of Farrell, things that I didn't think he knew about Farrell,
Wow.
ethnicity, the different, culture, the dynamics and all that.
Mhm.
It's in his book. He outlines it all. He did his homework on the programs, the people, the churches, the city.
Wow.
There's even mentioned the Twin City Elks in here.
Wow.
How Farrell, brought entertainers and things of that nature. It's all in his book. So him being a historian, a great history professor himself, he put together this book, man. And I'm telling you, he handed it to me on my birthday this year. It was a delay in this book. This book took about 7 years to get done, and I'm going to explain the delays. The delays. This book should have been done before 2020. We started writing it in 2019 of January.
Mm.
He ended up going to North Carolina to see his daughters because they both, live there. Their military, spouses.
Mm.
So while in North Carolina, he had my journal with him, which is a big journal. He got robbed. He got mugged.
Oh,
Yeah,
Man.
they took everything. Took his
oh,
wallet, took my journal,
damn.
and he never got it back. Right. So in the midst of him almost finishing that book,
Mm.
this happened. Then the pandemic happened. I caught COVID. I was down for 21 days, hospitalized, almost didn't make it, man. So he caught COVID twice. After the pandemic was over, we start, getting ready to write it again. Then we had another delay. My wife went through her battle with cancer the past couple of years. God dusted us through that, and praises to God for getting her and got her through it. So through that ordeal, we came together a couple of years ago, 2022. We kind of start rewriting it again, and he finally finished it. Um, and it went to printing. I want to say 4 months ago, it went to printing. And Lulu Publishing, it's on Lulu Publishing online, lulu.com. You can get it in the search engine. The Steelers of Farrell, Pennsylvania. It's doing really well, man. I'm really, really give props to my college too, Westminster, for getting behind the book sales and really um, putting it out there for us. And a lot of alumni done bought books, as well as a lot of Farrell alumni, a lot of family and friends have purchased books too. I've sold over 100 books in 6 weeks, man. So all
Wow.
glory to God. But again, this was a project that he wanted to be seen through, and I'm just here to facilitate with Kai, because again, Kai is the first of the horsemen mentioned in this book, and it's just a great story chronicling that season. And a lot of people didn't understand, but he knew the whole process of that season. And I know Kai and them knew. I was going through the trauma with my mother that whole year.
Mm.
So when you see this, when you read this book and you're reading my notes and my journal notes, understand two things. There was a lot that wasn't in here because it was stolen from him, but the recount of the things that we did get put in here, I was going through trauma the whole entire season, and it started in January 2018 when we first found out my mom cancer came back, Then she passed a month later in February 2018. And from that point on, you had a coach who leaned on his players and his coaches, his other coaches, his coaching staff, his brothers on the staff, along with my family members and close friends. I went through a lot of trauma that whole entire season, but it was sweeter because these guys absorbed that. They knew it.
Mhm.
They knew what I was going through, and it was probably the most fun season I had because they took the pressure off of me. So I took a lot of time up, but you guys got any questions?
Oh no, coach, keep going. Like you broke down the book.
Okay.
Like
So first part of the book talks about the history of Farrell, the city, and the breakdown of the dynamics of it, and the second part goes into my journal entries, and then the kind of recap. It goes week by week of things that occurred during the week, during practice week, and things that occurred, my comments during the week, and then leading up to the game. Then after the game was always a recap of, what I was going through after the game. So to give you kind of an overview, the four horsemen, it kind of outlines, Kai's his progression through the program, how he overcame adversity. As junior year, he went down with a knee injury,
Yeah.
and we lost him for the whole season. And it was, to me, that was we would have won a state championship that year, no doubt in my mind. We lost Kai.
I
He
agree.
didn't play not one game, and then we lost Butchie in D10 championship.
Yeah.
It was like 1A and 1B,
Mhm.
our two best players at that year, along with Jordan Townsend. We lost them, and I never forget that Western final game. I got my two best players next to me on the sidelines, and they're in crutches. Kyle was rehabbing by then, but the worst feeling of it all was after the game.
Mhm.
My mother, my mother came up to me and she was like, "I don't care if you didn't have your two best players, you still should have won that game." And that was my mom. Really never. She always gave me critiques, but she really was adamant that that was the game that we should have won, and we should have. I have no excuses. We should have won that game. We had our chances, but as I always say, the better team won. I didn't know at the time, but that was the last game that she ever would see me coach.
Mhm.
And you're looking at a woman that did not miss a game, an event, or nothing since the time I was able to walk and talk. She was at everything. So that was a whole nother trauma in itself. So to kind of go through it, January that year, I had this coaches meeting in the weight room, locker room with all my coaches, and I kind of let loose on. I went down the line. They'll tell you it wasn't it was a very colorful meeting. I will tell you that. Uh, not I took the blame first because again, your head coach is on you.
Mhm.
I mean, I didn't get it done. Um, but coming out of that meeting, it was to a man in that room. Every man in that room, we knew we had to be on a mission, and we knew that it was state championship or bust
Mhm.
because we knew that the previous two seasons, even going back to 2016, Braxton Chapman's year,
Mhm.
we have been in Final Four since 2015.
Yeah.
2015, we lost state championship. Bishop Guilfoyle, they
Yeah.
was the better team. Not 35 points better, but they was the better team that year. They just had it all. They were stronger.
Mhm.
It was bigger, stronger, faster. They had uh, a D1 nucleus of 5 or 6 players on that team. So that kind of catapulted. That was Malachi Newell's team, Alex Myers and
Yeah.
Angelo Jackson, Deontay Phillips. What a great group of kids that we had that year leading.
It was cold as hell. I was there. It was
Yeah.
cold out there.
And that team was a
Freezing.
special team also, man. 24 strong, I called them. We only had 24 players that year.
Mhm.
24 soaking wet. And we had 9 freshmen who ended up going back there 4 years later as seniors and brought it home for us. But all that was part of the whole process of coming up with this book and this perfect season of dominance. And again, it highlights the four horsemen: Kyi Wright, Christian Lewis, Jordan Townsend, Kobe Hilton, who all, man, received over so many Division 1 offers. I didn't even count the offers from Division 2s or lower, but the countless visitations from colleges, the phone calls, I mean, the school interruptions. I mean, I would get calls from Dr. Adams King all the time about, I want to know who's coming to the school. These guys, these guys are never in class, but at that time they were seniors and they were done by third or fourth period anyway,
Right.
because they all took like college prep courses.
Right.
That was the other side of it, the academic standard and the academic standing of those four guys, man. It paved the way for, as you saw coming behind them, the groups of teams that came behind them,
Hmm.
how those guys all went to college. Most of those guys, behind them end up going to college, and guys going on to getting other educations, and it was just a standard that they had about themselves, how they carried themselves, which again, it was probably the easiest year for me as a head coach because they knew the mission was. Um, I didn't have to push them much. They were self motivated, and most importantly, they were great leaders, and not only for, I always said, not for the school, but they galvanized this whole community. They brought the whole city together, and this book encompasses all that, and it's just a testament again to the kind of young people that I coached, young men that I coached, and it's just an honor and a privilege to be able to have my coach take my words and my thoughts, put it in this book, and also outline the historic careers of not only those four gentlemen, but the accomplishments of their teammates and along with our coaching staff. And again, I'm just so humbled. Again, I'm so blessed to be able to have someone do a book for our city, for our school district, and for me, it's for the whole community to enjoy, and it's also had a lot of book sales from outside the community, and like I said, I'm very thankful for that. That everyone is going to get a chance to read about the history, not only of our city, but the history of this team and how they were able to string together 15 consecutive wins in dominant fashion. And I hate to boast, but everyone that was close to this team knew that they could have broke every record in the program that year if I had allowed them to play 4 quarters. They only played. I don't think they only played in what, 2 games, 4 quarters, maybe
Hmm.
one.
Uh,
Definitely didn't play the
two.
last one.
Uh, it was Wilmington and
Osh.
Ulsh. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So again, going into the season, um, even before that, we tried to put together. At that time, we were a single A school. That was going to be our last year in single A before they bump us up. But no one wanted to play us. We had a 9 game season. We had 7 league games, so we only had 2 on conference games. We tried me and Deech, who was an AD at the time, sitting in his living room trying to get teams to come play us. Or we want to go play them. From the Ursulines, from the Aliquippas, from the Pine Richlands. No one wanted no smoke.
They
I
want no
remember that.
smoke.
I
Yep.
remember,
I
I
swear,
remember y'all had a hard time
yeah, it
finding
was tough.
teams
So
to play on.
my college teammate Lou Berry, he was coaching the university prep program, and he wanted another shot at us. He's like, he said, "Well, my team is loaded this year. Why don't y'all come play us? We ain't afraid to play you." And I'm like, "Okay, we ain't afraid to play you." So
Mhm.
we go up there, and the first game was the hardest game. Said it earlier. The hardest games to win any season is the first game of the season. So we go up there, and of course, and it outlines in the book. I couldn't even do the pregame speech. I was just so overcome with emotion. My mom, wasn't there. It was the first game ever, so I can recall the first series. I didn't even remember it. It's in the book. I was standing alone away from the team, and I was kind of like I was there, but I wasn't there. I was
Mhm.
like I was in the blackout, but I was there, but I couldn't think about nothing, but Where's she at? You know what I mean? Looking for my mom in the stands.
Mm.
So once I shook that off, man, these dudes, man, they went out and before halftime it was 40 unanswered points. They just took off, man. And from that point on, man, I was like, man, we got something special. Then we go into week 2, the Wilmington game. That was our toughest game. I knew on paper because that year they were the second best team in the state. They were ranked number 2
Mm-hmm.
overall, and they were low. They had everybody back. They just had Mercy Root Sharon. They beat Sharon by like 40 something points. And that's supposed to be a really good Sharon team that year. And we knew coming in, like I was nervous that week, and it's in the book too. I was like, well, we had terrible practice. It outlines it in here too.
That's the week we got kicked out.
Yeah,
That happened a lot.
yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
It was terrible.
I
Um,
kicked out of practice. Got kicked out of practice.
yeah.
Multiple times.
Oh.
We got kicked out Western Finals week one year.
The state championship film study y'all got kicked out. One more kicked y'all out.
Yeah, the night before.
Oh, Joe.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Just get out.
Get
out.
Y'all want to pay attention? Get out. Go to y'all rooms.
They put the old school on the mic.
We used to get like we got kicked out of. We was at Westminster when we got kicked out of practice.
Oh, tell it, Kai. How many times that year did y'all get kicked out of practice?
Wilmington week for sure. Uh, I want to say Western Finals week too. So I think only
Yeah,
twice that year, but like even going back to my freshman year, we played West Middlesex at home, kicked out of practice that week. Think sophomore year against Clareton Western Finals,
yeah.
kicked out of practice that week.
So was it like, you know what? Man, I'm tired of being here. It's taking too long. Say something stupid to get us kicked out.
Nah,
Your
it was
turn.
just it was just
It
like
wasn't planned or
I don't know. I think it was just Coach J's nerves. Like
Yeah.
practice wasn't to the standard that he wanted it to be for that week, so it was just like in our mind we think practice is going cool. You know what I mean? But as a coach and knowing this now as I got older, as a coach and as a player, or the game student of the game, you see practice a lot differently than what you do in high school.
Mhm.
So it's like, I guess at that time, we probably was not doing what we were supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? But like sometimes as players, we felt like, man, Coach Jay tripping. Like we finna go out here and just whoop on him. You know what I mean? So I see it from both perspectives now.
Yeah, I would try to that year. I had to try to play mind games with them. I remember we were playing West Middlesex, and I was like, "Yeah, rivalry week, rivalry." It's in here too, and they're like, "Say they ain't our rivals. They didn't beat us in rivalry week, And but it was little things like that, man, and that these guys, man, they just knew when it came time. Like I said, going back to that Wilmington game, I was nervous because I knew what they had, and I knew if we didn't bring it,
Mhm.
what was going to happen. And in those type of games, you can do so much coaching, but your players, your top dogs, got to show up. And when we got down 12-0, there was no panic. And I remember Coach Huey telling me before the game, he's like, "Jared, it's hot." He's like, "If you got to burn some timeouts, burn them. You get the
That
guys
was that
settled
one
down."
home game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
remember that.
listen,
Yeah.
so I burned 2 timeouts in the first quarter. I'm nervous, right? I'm more like, man, we good. I'm like, man, we didn't 12-0. So we had one timeout, and good thing I say that one timeout because we needed for the end of the half. We tied the game up going into the half. So I ran to Coach Huey at halftime. He was like, "I meant one. I didn't mean almost use all your timeouts." But it worked out. It worked out well. We go in 12-12. We come out. Um, Kai hit Kobe on a nice 40-yard pass play touchdown. Then they get the ball back. We stop them. They punt the ball to JT. He bust the game wide open.
Mm.
I got after him at halftime. I'll never forget at halftime. And like, you say you a dog, then be a dog. I'm in his face. You know what I mean? On the sideline, me hollering at him. And he's like, I got you. And he went out there and he did his thing, man. But just to kind of chronologize, go through the season, man. We had a great freshman class, man, that year. And
Yeah.
those guys were big contributors the following year, from going back to back along with the junior class. They had a good class also. It was just a great team, man.
Who were some of the guys that were freshmen that on that?
Baby Boy, was a freshman. You had Anthony Jackson. He was only one started as a freshman on defense that year. It was young Anthony. He was a player. Tatum, man, wow. Tatum Strickland was wow. What a force. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Then you had the twins,
Hmm.
Jamin and Trian.
Mhm.
Who else, Kyle? Who am I missing? I
I
just know
can't think
it
of
was a
them.
good class, man. And I know like we would have like practices. I ran the scout team.
Mhm.
So it would always be the Jarrett Stillers. I called them the Jarrett
Cheers.
Stillers.
It was Jarrett Stillers for
Yeah,
real.
the Farrell Stillers. So the Jarrett Stillers, we had the cheat code and everything. So
Hmm.
there was times where they stop us, but it was automatic first down. Unsportsmanlike
We
conduct.
could have a we could have a sack. He throw the ball up 15 yards down the field talking about some first downs.
So
Yeah.
they knew what it was like going on every week. How you're gonna be going against the other team and the officials. So there was nothing that they was not going to see that Friday night that they didn't see from Monday to Thursday because I had to whistle
Mhm.
and I was going to make sure that whatever we got Friday night, we was going to earn it. And they did. But it made the whole team stronger because every Wednesday was that scrimmage. We scrimmaged from,
Hmm.
from start to finish um, that season to the point Jordan got hurt the day before the state game, remember?
Yep.
Mm.
Because we in there and that's the only practice I wish I would have let them just beat them. But he tweaked his ankle before the state game. Good thing we didn't really need him that game because we Christian went crazy that game.
Yeah.
But it was just a weak account, man, of type of guys that we had around us. Elijah Harper, Playboy. He was always the first one in the locker room. He was my jukebox guy. He
Mhm.
come in and bump that Meek Mill every day. You know, he get me. He set the stage, set the mood for me, man.
uh,
So he would always come through that door first. You good, coach? And I'm sitting there. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. And I wasn't good, but you know what I mean. They kind of brightened my day up, man. When I come up there, it's like leaving the business I was running and everything. I get up there and it's like, all right, man, I'm home with the family and everything. So,
mm.
but again, the team knew. They said they knew my soul. They knew what I was going through, and for them as young men to recognize, like, man, we know coach is battling. We know coach is going through it. Yeah, he tripping today. They knew that.
Mhm.
And a
Mhm.
lot of times, the team could go the other way, but when you got great leaders and great captains, they was not going to let this year, they was not be denied this that year. It was just going to be a dominant year, and they made sure that when it came time, the younger guys they straightened them out for me. What I mean, it was like when you had your captains, make sure everything is in the locker room is organized, making sure these guys is on cue with everything, making sure we ain't get no incidents in the school and being good role models themselves outside of school. We had no incidents, in the community and things of that nature. It was just a team, man, a team of not just, you know, young, great athletes, but just good young people, man. And they came from a good support system. And I give kudos to their parents, man. And again, also give a lot of credit to my coaching staff because they held me up. There's times when I was down, they held me up.
For sure. I remember that season. That's when I was fortunate. I was working up at the
Yeah.
school. Coach Jay hit me up. He was like, "Yo, I need you to do me a favor." I was like, "What's up?" He said, "You got DJ equipment, right?" I was like, "Yep, I got it." He's like, "Think you can take your lunch break, go down and get your speaker and come back and play a song for me?" I was like, "Yeah, bet." And he had me play the song by Jada Kiss on the Champs is here. Do,
Yeah.
do, 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 do,
Yeah.
do.
Hmm.
And I felt like that made me feel like I was a part of the success of the Steelers that year.
One of my
Definitely a
favorite
true.
songs, man.
Oh
Top
yeah,
five.
for sure.
Yeah. Muhammad Ali's one of my icon idols, man. Muhammad Ali, he's the champ is here. That's him.
Oh yeah.
That was Muhammad Ali, and always, like to use boxing analogies. We always had the championship belt that we created and everything. That was a tribute to one of my idols, Muhammad Ali.
Hmm.
So it was just again, man, just to go through it, man, is all the accolades that these guys did, and a lot of the reasons that they probably don't understand why I didn't allow them to play all four quarters was because of the injury that Kyle sustained. his junior year. I was paranoid.
Mm.
I kept saying these bad things keep happening to us. You know what I mean? 2016, we lose Black Braxton Chapman
Yeah.
before we get to the Western Final. You know what I mean? Then the following year, we lose Kai. And I'm sitting there like, man, this cannot repeat itself. We not. I got to keep these guys upright and healthy. We got to be at full strength going into these playoffs, especially these state playoffs. So they would come out, man. They would smash teams in 2 quarters, man, and they would get mad at me. And I was like, "That's it, fellas, sit it down." And
Hmm.
they never, and if they criticized me or talked, I never heard that. They were all about the team, man, and they always cheered for the young guys, and that made the young guys so much better to the point where by the time they got seniors, that was how they became back-to-back champions. That group
Hmm.
and freshman and sophomore groups became up being champions too, because they got so many reps. They
Mm-hmm.
played in the state game more than these guys did. You know what I mean? So again, it was a testament and a tribute to the hard work and the dedication that these guys set the standard, and that's what it's all about, setting the standard. Um, they took a page out of Malachi Newell, who mentored them guys, but they was freshmen when he was his senior year, and he was also a tremendous leader. But they took it a step further, man. They said we getting back to that state game, and we gonna dominate. And it's ironic, their freshman year we lost by 35 points, and their senior year we won by 35 points. It would have been more, but them guys getting touchdowns up.
With a tell of the tape and a flippage of how things went.
Yes.
And Kyle, when you played tight end and quarterback, what did you like most about the quarterback or the tight end position?
Well, when I was supposed to play tight end, that'd have been my junior year. That was the year I got hurt. Um, I felt like we would have won states that year for sure. But I like playing quarterback for real. Just hand the ball off to Christian and then throw the ball to JT when he was open. And then, my job was pretty simple. It was just being able to just know that I was in control and be able to line everybody up. You know what I mean? If something was wrong, I'd see it before the play, or if I see something that the defense is doing, I come back to Coach Amp. Hey, Coach Amp, this is what they did. Or sometimes, I just called to play myself sometimes, but they had enough faith in me to be able to do something like that. You know what I mean? So I just give credit to them for just teaching us the right way to go about things, and just what I mean, like studying film and all that stuff that go along with it.
Yeah, Kyle was special. If that was my only thing, man. If people could have got the chance to see him play tight end his junior year, because that summer, man, we a lot of
We
seven
were
on sevens.
trolling.
We were,
Mm.
I'm gonna say, we were unstoppable, man. We was with him at tight end, and we had Isaac, my little cousin. He played quarterback that year.
Yep.
Isaac quarterbacking. It was Kai, JT, Butchie. You know what I mean? Diggs. We had Playboy in the slot. We had so many weapons. Like we would have been unstoppable that year. We went to the Western Final that year, and he didn't play. You know what I mean? If he would have played, and that's just on offense,
Mm.
defensively, people don't understand how impactful he was a defensive player,
Right.
quarterback of our defense. Knew
Mm-hmm.
the defense inside out. One worker put him in situations where he could be multiple. He could play DN. You know what I mean? He could play any position on the second level. So he was not only just a focal part of our offense, but of our defense also, man. So it was like, you know, then we get into our special formation, our power formation, or Spartan formation. Then nobody want to hit this big guy coming down
Right.
the
No.
line, 300-pound line. People understand like that team was on all levels was great. We were great big up front. We averaged about 290 up front, but wasn't no 290 slobs. These guys were athletic and they were mean and they were nasty, but they were disciplined, man. Like in the book, there's not many games, man. We had over 5 penalties in the game. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So we played. Not only we were exceptional execution wise, we played clean games. You know what I mean? Where we wasn't beating ourselves.
Right.
So you get a team like that didn't beat themselves, that was automatically dominant, and to be able to run off, like I said, to steal the county record 15 straight games, and we were wire to wire, number one ranked team in Ohio and Pennsylvania that year. Number one from start to finish. That's also, in here too, to be ranked every week and to know that every week that, what I mean, you're best not only in Mercer County, but in Ohio also they had you
Mm-hmm.
how you ranked above everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the kind of team they were, and like I said, I didn't see too many teams on the state level. Even in the four classifications, there was six classifications, but the only team we talked about before that I thought would give us a problem was it Cleveland. Cleveland Saint was it Saint Prep, St. Joe's, whatever. I think
Yeah,
they were the
yeah,
5A
Cleveland.
champion or whatever that year. But we weren't worried about Quip. We weren't worried about Southern Columbia. We weren't worried about Pine Richland and them. You know what I mean? Penn Hills was 4A champion, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah,
could
they
have
were
beat
the
all them. We were not, and I'm just boasting. We were those guys were that good. I mean,
mm-hmm.
talent wise, they were that good. They were that dominant. And like I said, anytime you can have a class with that many Division One, players on your team, on your squad, leading you, and then there's guys that follow them up that went Division One, and guys that's following up that's in college right now that's still doing it on the Division 2 level and Division 3 level. It
Hmm.
was just a heck of a group, man. Then there's a monologue in here also about 2019 Coach Amp when took over, and they went back to back state championships. They concluded that in 2019. Brian Hilton was the star of that team, and it's crazy because before the field goal kick, the field goal block, that was the same field goal block that we used 30 plus years later at Westminster. Coach Huey taught
Wow.
us that field goal block, and
Wow.
we practiced that block the whole time I coached there.
Damn.
And Diggs knew how to get in there. He knew how to squeeze and get that block.
Mm.
So that was a key play, the back to back, along with the field goal. And the story about the field goal. Can you recall your senior year? We practiced at the baseball field. I used to have Diggs kick from pitcher's mound, kick field goals
Yeah.
every pregame. I would have him on pitcher's mound, kicking extra point field goals. And where the backstop is three posts.
Uh-huh.
And I would tell him, well, you got to aim for the middle post.
Mm-hmm.
But you only had so much room to get through there. So he would hate it. Every morning before we started practice, I got him out there. Playboy was holding until he got hurt. Then it was Kitchen that was holding. And he would kick every day. And the ball would go the way it would go over that backstop and drop down. And how ironic when they won the back to back state championship. The goddamn kick and the goalpost is NFL goalpost skinny, and the ball went straight up, straight down. It was so ugly, but I was like, that's how it was.
Mm.
God
Okay,
dog
let's go.
Hmm.
through baseball
Mm.
field,
Mm.
kicking the
Mm.
ball off the dirt, off the pitcher's mound. That's history, man.
Look at God.
Something that, yeah, no doubt about
Sure.
it, man. No doubt about it. So, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of recaps it, man. But again, anyone want to buy a book? I got still got books on hand. I can always get more. But if you want to go online, like so many others have already done, it's lulu.com, the search engine. So there's a Farrell PA, and you can order your book from there. And again, I appreciate the multiple people that was able to purchase the book already. And again, if you need it, my number hasn't changed in 25 years. Or if you're on Facebook, you can message me. I still have copies of the book. And while I'm here, I got a book from a man already autographed.
Let's go.
And I got one from my man Rich
Appreciate you, coach.
autographed.
Put a little doodle on
Appreciate you.
it.
Look at that.
So,
Yes,
Doodle on
sir.
some
so I
something.
just want to pay homage, man. These guys,
Thank you. Thank
they represent the community well, man, and they always, not just the Phil community, they have multiple guests on here outside the Phil community, and whatever the kids are doing well, whatever the community is doing well, these guys are at the centerpiece, and along with Young P right here, behind the scenes doing things, man. We appreciate y'all, man, and I want to give y'all flowers, man. I love y'all, man.
Yeah.
Y'all grew up, my young bucks. We used to bang a little bit, fight a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah.
but man, it's all love, man, and,
Yeah.
and
Yes, sir.
respect. The respect factor, man, what y'all doing, man, is just so great, man, and it's just a testament of y'all hard work, and I just want to come on and say thank you, and I want to say thank you, my man Kai,
Shout out to
again
Kyman.
for
Got something for brother Kai.
Yes,
there you
sir.
go, Kai. You
Like,
know,
man, I was watching that. You know, I may not know, but
Ain't
I'm a big Ohio State Buckeyes fan.
Uh-huh.
yes sir.
When you was at Pitt,
my main man.
and
I love the
Cal fan,
merch.
how
I
does it feel to
appreciate
have
it.
that support of the community behind you, bro?
Man, it felt great. Like being so close to home
Uh-huh.
was one of the reasons why I chose
Warrior
Pitt.
Nation in the
Yes sir. I
Because
feel,
it would give people an opportunity, you know what I mean, if they wanted to come down to Pittsburgh and see me play, they had that option, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So that was one of the main factors. But it people don't realize that being away from like at school, you know what I mean, like being in Pittsburgh, being in Virginia, being 18 years old, it was it was hard at times, you know what I mean? But
Yes, sir.
it was the people in Farrell that, you know what I mean, and my family and my friends at school that kept me going. You know what I'm saying? So the support from the community means a lot more than what people think it does.
Got you. Got you. Yeah, because I was definitely tuning into every game on ESPN, ABC. I seen you on Fox a couple of times, I think, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. And Coach Jay, I just want to say hats off to you, bro.
thank you.
Your players, your coaching staff, is just an extension of the tradition of Farrell, but you just exemplify the greatness of Farrell. And we like to thank you and give you your flowers because, like, ever since I remember back in Little League, you always been competitive.
Yeah,
But you always been a leader. You always been a leader naturally since back then. And
appreciate
hats off to you, fam.
it. Wow.
This is definitely going to be a good read. Please, y'all go out there and support and pick up this book.
And y'all got a book. Even if y'all get one, you'll never have one as special as mine. Mine, yeah.
Autograph version. Yeah, thanks. Got the autograph version.
Gotta be exclusive like Mon P to get down and get some good stuff like this. You know what I mean? And then Kai, um, your whole overall college experience, could you just speak about that for me? You know,
Yes.
Yeah, man. I wouldn't trade my college experience for the world, man. You know, it's not a lot of times that, you know what I mean, we see people from this community be able to go to college and, you know what I mean, and have the type of career that I have. It's probably not the career that I wanted it to be, but at the end of the day, I graduated with a degree in criminal justice and I got a certificate in cyber intelligence. You know
Oh,
what I
that's
mean?
good.
let's
So
go.
Awesome.
going to school and I graduated in 3 years, my first degree, and just being able to go to school for free and come out of college with no debt was
Blessing.
big for me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
Like the
big
end goal
plus.
was the end goal was to always make it to the NFL, but like once you get older, you start to realize like that's something that's real hard to do. Like people don't realize how hard it is to do. You're competing with the guys who's in the NFL already,
Hmm.
who've been there for 10, 12, 11 years, plus all the top guys in your class, you know what I mean? Especially like tight ends. So I mean, I like I said, I wouldn't trade my college career for anything else in the world, man.
Well, it's definitely a 1 in a million shot. Everyone knows that.
Mm-hmm.
You got a
Yes.
better chance of hitting the Powerball than you do getting in the NFL. I mean, it's one. You gotta be 1 in a million. But again, one thing I always instilled upon all the guys is education, because that's what my
Hmm.
coaches instilled upon me. And that tool of education is going to take you places that you and open up doors for you, man. I mean, I'm a testament of it. Getting your degree, you got 2 degrees,
Mm.
and you can go wherever you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You can go through any door you want to go through because that education is forever. That's something that you play a sport, you play any sport, is going to be a start date and end date to that sport. You can't play no sports forever.
Hmm.
With education, I always tell y'all guys, the next 30, 40 years of your life, you can maximize that and some. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's always about for me, was getting my players to understand the importance of education. Because my Westminster College degree, has took me to heights that not even I couldn't imagine. Being an 18-year-old, and again, the man who wrote this book, meeting the coach that taught me, the importance of financial planning, the importance of investing, the importance of budgeting, the importance of being be a family man. The importance of being grateful for what you have. Like I had a college coach that really embraced me. He had no sons, but there was only a few guys that he took to, and I would happen to be one of them out of the 30 years that he coached in college. That again, we still have a advisor mentor relationship where
Mhm.
this man made sure I was straight,
Mm-hmm.
in all my good times and my bad times, things I went through with my children, my wife, going through her health challenges. This coach, man, he looked out for me. He was there for me, and he never asked for anything in return. But he always told me, and I say that to you guys all the time: be the best version of yourself, and only God can judge you.
Mm.
Mhm.
That was a bar.
And it was, and then it was, and then Kai, we asked Coach J. We gonna ask him again too. If you can go back and tell, if you had a time machine, you can go back and tell your what? How old are you?
16 else.
How old are you now?
Be 25 this month.
You 25? Okay, so let's go back and say your 16-year-old self. If you can go back and tell your 16-year-old self some valuable information, what would it be?
That's a tough one. When times get tough, just never lose hope. Keep the faith and keep pushing.
Yes, sir.
That's dope advice
It
right
is.
there.
And Coach J,
Yes.
how about yourself? What would you tell your 16-year-old self besides go to more Steel City basement parties? Okay, no, no, no. Okay,
It's all
I ain't gonna
hey,
be foolish.
it's all good.
My bad.
That was all part of my process, man. I mean, when I was at that age, man, as a young person who I took life a little bit too serious at times, but I had my fun too. But it kind of shaped me. Like Rich said, I was always a competitor. Like I would bet my friends, who they didn't know I was betting, but I was trying to beat them to walk into school. I'm trying to get to the school doors first. But they don't know we can right there. In my mind, I'm getting the door first, or I'm gonna be the first one in the store. You know what I mean? So it was like the competitiveness started, from my father, my
Mm-hmm.
mother, then my uncles. Man, they was always state champions. My uncles, I was a state championship baby. My 72.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Daniel's year. My Uncle Bob, he was a state champion. My brother was born 69. He was state championship baby also. So it was like it was instilled upon us at that age, man. Like you are destined for greatness. And then our grandfather, the great Reverend Robert Stewart,
Mm-hmm.
it was definitely, drilled into us, the value of being, you are somebody and you're going to be somebody, and it's not going to be no excuses, available to you,
Mm-hmm.
and if you want something in life, you got to work hard and grind and get it. But at the age of 16, man, I probably wouldn't pivot and do things much different. You know what I mean? The friends that I grew up with, man, the brotherhood that we have to this day. A lot of my friends, some of them not here today. Close guys, man. Lamar Hughes, Brian Brody, guys that shaped my future. Guys that at that age, man, when we was doing knucklehead stuff, they were like, man, this ain't you. You ain't bought that life, man. You go home.
Mm-hmm.
They would tell me that. So in the era where guys will pull you into trouble,
Mm-hmm.
now, those guys push me out. I would come home from college. They'd be like, man, don't come home this weekend. Why I'm coming? No, don't come home this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, you know, the village, man, but it was like the peer group I had too, man. It was love, man. It was a brotherhood, man. It was something, to this day, man, like I cherish, and Omar's my uncle, my young uncle, but that's my brother uncle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we grew up in the same household. He was with me every day of my life, of his life. So it was like that brotherhood is there forever. And, where you see him, you see me. I might not be here physically, but everything that we've been through, um, man. It's just deep. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a brother love that, man, is just hopefully we can get many more years together. So I'm just going to enjoy this process, man. And again, it's just been an honor. It's been a journey. Um, Here I am, year 32, working on that degree, Kai. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And he went into the same field I'm in, and that's to me, man, that's just a blessing. They're gonna tell you in that field you're not gonna get rich, but that's a lie, Kyle.
Hmm.
You got to
Mhm.
follow the blueprint. There's ways to do things, Um, and again, you're doing an excellent job, man. Your classmates, you're all doing well. You're
Yes.
all excelling. And then just again, I got so many players that I coach, man. Guys running businesses now. You know, Farrell Jackson, Kevin
Mm.
Brody, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then these guys that work on my house, Malcolm Hellstock, he had his whole crew, and they was all
Mm.
my players, man.
Love.
I'm sitting around watching these guys work, man. And I'm getting teary eyed because I'm sitting like, man, these are professional guys, man. Malcolm could wire your whole house,
Mm-hmm.
and
Hmm.
it's the just the expertise, and the way they do it, they're so professional, man. And to me, that's a part of my life where they touch me, man. They made me say, man, all right, it was, they was listening.
Yep.
Those days where you was
Mm-hmm.
yelling and you thought they weren't listening, and the days you was just, on them for nothing, they was listening, man. So just to be a part of their lives, but also I want to give respect to all the football wives out there because my wife, man, she went through everything with me. You know what I mean? So this is why we celebrate life now, because I told her once you got through this battle with cancer, whatever you want to go, wherever you want to do, whatever you want to do, I don't care what it is, weekend, let's go. Let's say let's go. So whatever she want to do, she done been on 9 vacations this summer. I went on some of them with her, but God bless her, man, and I'm just appreciative of her for allowing me to be able to do what I do and supporting me always through ups and downs.
Yes, sir. It's a full circle moment. Coach Huey influence on you,
Yes,
and now your influence on your players and former coaches. That's beautiful. That's just beautiful. The effect of a coach having on individual's life.
appreciate that, man.
Actually, a fat shout out to Coach Dan Stale and my brother Lou
Yep.
in between the lines. Fat shout out, much appreciation for what you guys do. We love you guys. We appreciate y'all. Fat shout out to everybody on the side that's doing something, positive in the city. The mayor, our city manager, Mr. Sean Anderson. Much love to
Indeed.
the city, the FDC, Mr. Live himself, Carmen Craig. Carmen Craig always
Yeah,
going live from every
Facebook Live
for
on.
the community. Yeah, we got to give Carmen his love. We're going to
Yes,
get you on
sir.
the show one day too, Carmen. We greatly appreciate you and each and every one that tunes in every week. And we'll let you guys get on up out of here because I know Kai got stuff to do.
Oh,
Who?
L Boogie, my nephew, man.
Oh,
My
shoot.
boy London. I'm sorry, London. I love you, man. It's my guy, man. That's the guy.
He
He's with Kai and him as a
Yes,
little
sir.
baby, man.
Yep.
And
he was.
that's my guy, man. And he's creating his own little path, and he loves baseball, and that's we gonna give him that baseball. And he gonna continue to do and practice this thing. So love you, London. Keep striving for greatness.
Yes, sir.
That's right. That's right. Fast shout out to everybody in the family. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure y'all tune in this Saturday coming up.
Yes, sir.
We'll have the CEO and leader up at the Urban League, Miss Erin Houston, will be on this Saturday at 10 o'clock. Tune in. We'll be right here. Uh, you gentlemen want to give anybody any shouts out before we round it up and get on out of here? It's supper time.
Just I mean, shout out to my mom for raising me. Shout out to all my coaches and former teammates and everybody that helped me get to this point in my life. Shout out to everybody. And shout out to the city of Farrell, man. Y'all truly shaped who I was who I am as a person, and I appreciate all of y'all.
I just want to give thanks and glory to God for everything that has been in my life and how He continues to work in my life and how He's continued to develop me as a father and also Him watching over my sons. They both are incarcerated right now, but they're gonna be coming home soon, and God is doing a lot of work inside them too. So again, appreciate um, everyone that's been a supporter of me. I appreciate all my brother coaches. I appreciate my two daughters who've been standing tall, And I appreciate my rock, my refuge, my wife, who's been everything, for me and to me over the past 29 years. 29 years together, 27 years we celebrated this past Friday, August 22nd. So thank you all again for having me. And again, my life's been a blessing. And I'm just glad that God has continued to give me grace and mercy each and every day. I praise God every day when I wake up.
Glory be to
Amen.
God,
Amen.
whom's the highest.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And we greatly thank you for tuning in here at the Farrell Podcast. We want to motivate, inspire, educate,
Educate
and
and entertain.
entertain. And yeah, we thank you guys for tuning in. It's been another phenomenal, incredible episode of the Farrell Podcast, Season 3, Episode 23. And we about this joint, y'all.
One love,
Peace.
y'all.
One love.